Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Phoenix Soul Guidance. If you have been here before, welcome back. I'm excited to have you again. If this is your first time, I hope you stay and hang around with us for a little while. We're going to do a bit of a fun reading for you today. So instead of a pick a crystal or pick a pile or pick a card, we actually have dice sets today. And these dice sets are actually for D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And I am a huge fan of Dungeons and Dragons. But unfortunately, with the state of the world at the moment, I don't have a lot of chance to play in person where I can use my dice. I still play online 2 times a week, but we always use an online roller when we play online. So I was sitting there thinking about how I have these beautiful dice and they never see the light of day, and I wanted to change that. So I thought, why not use it in a reading? So this is going to be a little bit different to perhaps other readings that are out there. We're just gonna have a good time, see what comes up, see what the cards say. The messages are still going to be just as important. They're still going to be channeled. It's still going to be solid advice. I just wanted to add a little spin on it today. So I have 4 dice sets for you today. I have this pearlescent dice set here. This is probably one of my oldest dice sets. I love them very much. And then here I actually have my Eevee dice, and I don't know if it'll pick it up, but there's actually little Eevee inserts in these dice. So they are, again, these are all some of my favorite dice. You are seeing the pride of my collection. Here we have some metal rainbow dice. This is, I think this might have been the second dice set I ever bought. And then finally we have these resin dice, which are some of my newer set, one of my newer sets. So today what we are asking is how to make your fantasy a reality. So that can really be basically anything that you've been working on, anything that you want to build in your life, cultivate in your life. It could be how to find your most fantastical romance, you know, how to build your dream job, how to build your dream career, how to live your fantasy life, basically. These are going to be general readings, so not everything is going to resonate 100%. But it should resonate for the most part. And also because this is a reading that is going to be so broad and there's going to be different questions for different people, the messages are going to be quite broad here. We're going to also be looking at numbers. We're going to do some angel numbers. We're going to look at what elements are most helpful for you at the moment, and then just see what the cards have as well. So go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to choose. I will put the timestamps in the description below for you. If you already know, just go ahead and pick your pile and I'll see you there. Hi there, group 1. If you chose this pearlescent white and gold dice set, this is going to be your reading today. So like I said, we're going to use these dice a little bit for a bit of flavor. We're going to look at what element you relate most to at the moment. We're going to look at what element you should be working with at the moment. And we're also going to get you an angel number. So we will just start off here. So I'm using this D4 for your element. So what element are you relating most to at the moment for group 1 universe? 4. So you are relating to Earth. So Earth is very solid. It's a very steady energy. It is very materially based. Earth is to do with career. It's to do with money. It's to do with finding our place in the physical world. So we'll have a look at what your angel number is, and then we'll have a look at what element would be most helpful to you at the moment. This one. All right, universe, what is group 1's angel number? They are all rolling off. So we have 9, 2, 0, 1. So 9201 is your angel number. You can look that up and see what it says there for you. An extra message for you, and lastly we will check what element would be most helpful for you to be working with to create your fantasy. For Earth, so you are on track. Perhaps you are trying to build something in your life that is career based. Perhaps you're trying to work on your abundance, calling more of money into your life. Maybe you're trying to cultivate a new career, or perhaps a promotion, something like that. That is very good grounded energy to be in for you, and you will find going out in nature will be helpful for you. Hanging out with trees are your friend. Going for walks, walking barefoot on the grass, all of those things are going to be very helpful for you right now to cultivate your fantasy. So just put this to the side. Now we're going to have a look at what the tarot has to say. So first up, I'm going to pick one card for what your energy is at the moment. And this is just a little confirmation on that this is the right pile for you. I do feel like for a lot of you that are here, you are trying to create more abundance in your life, or perhaps create a new career path. Maybe you're trying to launch a business, or you are currently launching a business and you're trying to see what advice there is for how to make that more successful. So your energy at the moment is the High Priestess in reverse. So you are, which kind of works with the Earth energy, you're very focused in the material world. Again, you're very focused in structure, in planning and things like that, but unfortunately it is taking a bit of a toll on your intuition and receiving guidance from higher energies. Your Divine Feminine is likely out of balance at this moment. So the Divine Feminine is related to passion, creativity, fertility, those sorts of things. She's a very flowing energy and stuff like that. So right now you are very much likely in your Divine Masculine, which is planning, structure, taking next steps, action, but also taking, depending on whether we also have the Queen of Cups on the bottom, so you may be feeling quite emotionally well in your life, is just what I'm hearing. Although you are not so in touch with your Divine Feminine right now, and I feel like that might be because right now you need to be more in the material world to cultivate what you're trying to cultivate. All right, so next we're going to look at what advice, universe, do you have for group 1 to cultivate their fantasy, whatever that may be. Cards flying out. We have the Knight of Cups upright. We have the 8 of Pentacles upright. Yeah. Advice, universe, for group 1 or dice set 1. The Fool. And one more. What advice, universe? What advice do you have for group 1? There is one trying to jump out of here, but I'm not sure which one it is. I am going to take this 5 of Cups upright. Alright. So we have the Knight of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, the Fool, and the 5 of Cups. So there is a, you have a gift that you are meant to bring into the world. And it could be a gift that is more on the watery side of things, so that could be the more esoteric, it could be the more spiritual side of things, creativity as well, but more, it could also be related to emotional wellness and emotional pursuits, to help support people, to provide guidance, counseling, I'm hearing for some of you. So the universe is just confirming that you do have this gift that you're wanting to birth into the world, and to really start taking some movement towards it, and to stay focused. And particularly with this 8 of Pentacles upright, you know, it's the 8 of Pentacles is about putting in the hard work, putting in the hard yards to create what it is that you're trying to create. You know, the spider creates this beautiful web, and it has to work very hard because, you know, during the day often the web will get damaged, and every night they have to cut away what is not working and then build up a new web, which is based on the old web but is better. So I definitely think keeping your nose to the grindstone there is the right idea, and this is earthy energy here. The Fool, so new starts, new beginnings. Also there is a joyful innocence about the Fool. The Fool has not experienced the downfalls of life. The Fool is not afraid to try to fly, even though they may not have wings that they can see. And the Fool is really beautiful energy, so I can see that there is something new that you're trying to bring in here. It's perhaps something that you've never pursued before, or even close to before. And this is really a time of transformation for you. I can see this butterfly down here. You know, butterflies are typical transformation. There's some bees here. Bees may be significant to you. But all these birds coming up to help this woman fly, you know, this is all your guides, your angels are coming in to try and help you fly. With the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Cups is normally about grief and loss, but it is also about having laser focus on something and not seeing the other gifts that are around you. So she's looking at this one cup that's in front of her, but she hasn't seen this one that's spilled. She's not seen this one that's coming in from the ocean. She hasn't seen this one that's sitting here with actually 2 fish. This cup only has 1, but this one has 2. So I think the universe is kind of saying don't get too laser focused on the one thing. There might actually be other things out there that are better for you. Be open to being fluid about your path to get there. Don't be too structured. If your divine masculine is unbalanced, you will be too structured and too set in your ways to be able to see what else is going on around you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some quick clarifiers. Can I get a clarifier for this Knight of Cups, please? 6 of Swords reversed. Can I get a clarifier for this 8 of Pentacles? Oh my gosh. 8 of Pentacles, please, universe, clarifier. We have the Page of Cups. Can I get a clarifier for the Fool, please? The Ace of Swords reversed. And can I get a clarifier for the Five of Cups, please, universe? Five of Cups. The Four of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, okay. So, I feel like there is some mental aspect here that is stopping you, that is holding you back from moving forward as you perhaps wish to, or as the universe is saying that you potentially could. You're not taking this freedom that is presented to you. Your mind is holding you back, whether that is past experiences, or perhaps it is that there are people around you who have told you it'll never work. Sometimes when we are looking at developing our gifts and presenting them to the world, it is a good idea to sort of keep it to ourselves and perhaps just to a trusted few that we know will be supportive of it, because particularly in the really early budding stages of something new, if someone says, oh, that'll never work, that never works for anyone, that can really shape how we then think about it moving forward. Even if consciously we go, oh, well, I don't really believe that, or it's going to be different for me, that if we have surrendered to what someone else has said, that can create a belief that will hold us back. So really being aware of what's going on in your mind. Are you having negative self-talk? Are you caging yourself in? Are you stopping yourself from moving forward and freeing yourself from these limiting beliefs? And here with the Page of Cups, so more cups, water, more cups energy, more water energy. So again, whilst you are doing this hard work with this Eight of Pentacles, don't forget to be playful and exploratory. There may be other ways that you can, again, cultivate what you want to bring your fantasy to life. But if you're too structured and too focused on what's directly ahead of you, or what most people do, or what's the normal, you may miss the opportunity to see something new. And also trusting your intuition as well. Water is very intuition based, and I feel you have been so locked up in your structure that your intuition is taking a back seat at the moment. But really your intuition is your best friend. And then here, the Fool, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. So is there an idea that's come to you that you've immediately locked off and said, no, there's no way that can work for me? Again, we have this butterfly imagery going on here, but it's reversed. And I feel like maybe there is a transformation that you are resisting in your life. You've had an idea, that you've had a light bulb moment, but you've shut it down for whatever reason. You may have some fear of being this fool and stepping off the ledge to try and fly, even though you have all this support around you. And here again, we have more birds that would be taking flight if it was upright, but because it's reversed, they are not. So really pay attention to where you are perhaps holding yourself back and not taking flight when you could. And here with the Four of Pentacles reversed, Four of Pentacles is about really kind of a lack mentality of holding on to what we have jealously because we're afraid of losing it. And I think maybe that's what this Five of Cups is talking about, is that you're concerned about going all in. You're concerned about losing what you already have, and having this Five of Cups come up with this grief moment and this sad reflection. You're looking at what you have, this one goldfish, and you're holding on to it tightly because you don't want to lose it. That's where your security is. But if you looked around, you would see that there's actually two more goldfish here, and there's another bowl coming in here, and there might be even more goldfish in that. So don't be so tight with what you have, and be open to the flow Because if you hold on to what you have super tightly, there's no room for anything to come in because you're so focused on what you have and on really grasping that. And if your fist is already closed, you can't open it to receive. So I do think there is a message here of opening up to receive what the universe is trying to give you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at what your D&D terms, your familiar is, but I am using the Spirit Animal Oracle. So universe, what familiar does group 1 have? What is the most valuable familiar for group 1 to have at the moment? Just sticking with those D&D themes. The Deer Spirit, bring a gentle touch. So I do feel with what we've been talking about, again, this is about having an open hand so you can receive, not approaching things with a closed fist, with a really lack mentality, with a scarcity mentality. And also perhaps softening the way you're approaching things. I do think that you are putting in the hard work. The universe is again telling me you're putting in the hard work, you're putting in the hard yards, and that's great, and they're applauding you for that, but there needs to be a bit of a softer touch right now. And even though you are in earth energy, and the universe did say yes, earth energy is good for you, remember that there's so many different structures to the earth, you know. There is rock, which is really hard and unyielding generally, and then you have sand, which is really soft and easy to manipulate. I think you need to find a happy middle ground there, because I feel like you're very hard, you're very rock-like at the moment. You're very set with your determination, but you need to soften a little bit, and also soften how you're dealing with others. Be aware that, you know, make sure you're not steamrolling over others to get to where you want, because that might come back and bite you in the butt later. We're going to have a look at now your Magical Unicorns Oracle cards, because again, fantasy creatures, and this is your fantasy. You tell I'm working hard to bring in that D&D theme. Alright. Universe, what is the Unicorn Oracle message for pile 1? This one is trying very hard. Exercise, and I think there is one more message for group 1, dice set 1. Alright, relax, everything's okay. Alright, so we have exercise. Run, walk, swim, or otherwise move your body. This will give you more energy and happiness. I do think this is saying specifically to exercise outside, so again connecting to that earth energy. You may have been unusually stagnant at this time while you're trying to build your fantasy, but remember to take time out to move your body and look after it and go out in nature. And here we have relax, everything's okay, don't worry, it's all going to be fine. So again, I'm feeling this Four of Pentacles energy there, and this reluctance to be the fool. It's all going to turn out all right. Like, Spirit has your back, the universe has your back. Don't create monsters where there are only shadows. I don't know where that came from. The universe obviously wanted you to hear that. But yeah, don't be afraid of taking the next steps, because it's going to be okay. What you think your worst case scenario is not going to come to pass. You are taking the right steps right now, but you do need to just relax a little bit in your forward movement and in your guarding against what you already have. And lastly, we are going to get a Oracle of the Dragonfae for you. Oh gosh, I don't have enough room for all of this. I'm going to need to organize this a bit better. All right, universe, what advice do we have? How can group 1 build their fantasy? How can they bring it to life? All right. Gaia's Dragon Divine Union. So this is all about balancing the divine masculine and the divine feminine so that they can come together to birth something really great and really beautiful, so that they can birth the divine child. And we have again a butterfly here, we have a moth here, transformation going on. There's also a flower down here. I think it might be a rose, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so I think there needs to be a softening because your divine feminine is unbalanced at the moment. So there needs to be a softening of your approach, and there needs to be a listening to your intuition, and also a trusting in the universe, that the universe has your back. And then that'll just make this all move so much smoother and easier for you. Again, she's very connected to the earth. It is Gaia, so the earth mother. So again, earth coming up very, very strongly with you. Connecting with nature will be very strong with you. Perhaps just meditating in nature, or going for a walk and sitting under a tree, and quiet self-reflection will help bring some clarity to you. It may also help you just relax. But yeah, I do feel like things are on the right track for you here. I do feel like you are on the right track. You're doing the work. The universe is actually super proud of how far you have come. But just don't lose sight of your softer side and of the intuition messages that are coming to you by being so busy in being in the material world and taking action. Remember, action is not useful unless it's guided action. So yes, that's all I have for you today, group 1. I hope you found this reading at the very least entertaining, and hopefully more than that, hopefully it was helpful as well. If this resonated with you, I'd love to know how in the comments. If you're a big D&D fan, I would also love to know that. Please give a like. And if you would like to see more like this, please subscribe, let me know. I will also link my Facebook and my email in the description, so that if you wanted to book a private reading, you could go ahead and do that. Alright, group 1, I will catch you next time. Hi there, group 2. If you chose the dice that have the cute little Eevee inserts, fun fact, I am actually wearing my Easy hoodie today, so we're all Eevee in here. This is going to be your reading on how to create your fantasy. So straight up, we're going to look at what element you are in at the moment, and then we're going to look at what element would be most helpful for you to work with at the moment, and we're also going to get you an angel number that you can look up. So we'll go ahead and get started with your elements. Alright, what element is group 2 in at the moment? You are in fire, so passion, creativity, birthing new things. It can also be the destruction of the old to make room for the new, you know, and it can also be, it can be a sign of fertility as well, because there are some seeds that only sprout after they've been exposed to fire. Particularly here in Australia, we have a number of those because of our bushfires that we have had for many years. So now we are going to look at what element would be most helpful for you right now to create your fantasy, whatever that may be. 2 is air. So air is connected to the mind. It is very fast moving. It's the fastest moving of the elements. And it's related to communication, to logic, to carrying things forward, like carrying seeds on the wind is coming to mind. So we are in a very fiery mode. Perhaps you have been tearing some things down that are no longer serving you, and now it is time to move into air mode, which is quite fast moving. Perhaps you need to communicate with some others about creating your fantasy, or perhaps it is time to take action. All right, we will get you your angel number as well, which is just a little added bonus message for you. All right, universe, what is group 2's angel number? Okay, we have, these ones are super hard to read. So we have 7, 6, and 12. So 7, 6, no, I want to read that as 7611. So 7611 is your number today, your angel number. You can look that up and see what that has for you. That's a little added message. So now we are going to pull some tarot. We're going to pull a card to see what your current energy is, what your current state is. We already know that you're feeling fiery. You are on fire. But we want to get a little more clarity than that. All right, universe, calm down. Let's see if that one comes out again. Universe, what is group 2's energy right now, particularly towards their fantasy they want to create? We have this one flipped. The Fool. That is a beautiful energy. So the Fool is about fresh new starts. So I do think perhaps you have been getting rid of things in your life that aren't serving you to make room for a new start. The Fool is about transformation. It's about beginning a new cycle specifically. There has been an ending of a cycle, and now you are starting something new, something fresh, something fun. It could be that you are exploring your options, exploring perhaps new directions to go, maybe things you haven't explored before in the past, or I'm hearing for some of you, you have been thinking about it, but now it's finally happening. You're finally making room for it in your life. The Fool is ready to take the leap. They are ready to embark on a new journey, on a new chapter in their life. They are done with whatever happened. They have processed it. It is gone. And they are stepping out into the unknown, and they are trusting the universe and their angels, their guides, to catch them and help them fly. It's a really beautiful energy. I love the Fool card. All right, and now we are going to look at some advice for you, how you can create, that was not great, create your fantasy. How can you make your fantasy a reality? So universe, how can pile 2 turn their fantasy into a reality? Wow, okay. How many are here? 4. That's how many I wanted to pull. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, holy 10s, reversed, and the 3 of Pentacles. Wow, you do not... Yeah, so definitely cycles are ending or have ended, or you have reached the point of where things that you have worked on have now come to fruition, and you're taking the next step. You have built what you were looking to build in the past, and now you're looking for something new, because the 10 is at the end. The 10 of Swords here. So the 10 of Swords is normally about painful cycles ending, especially about the mind, being caged by the mind. You know, Swords is related to the air energy, and it did say that working with air energy would be helpful to you. What it might mean with this is that you need to learn to harness your air energy better. You see how the swords are there poking holes in her cloak that is helping her fly. So you are your own worst enemy is what I'm hearing, but that you're at a 10, there is an opportunity for this to close out and end now, to move away from things that have been holding you back, specifically limiting beliefs, limiting self-talk. This is sort of as bad as it gets. Like, you've been through the whole thing, the whole journey of whatever this was, and you are at the end. You can see the end. You are focusing on moving towards something else, even though these, you know, swords are poking holes in your beliefs, perhaps. And I think it's really just a warning not to take mind to that. Don't allow limiting beliefs to stop you from flying, because you are ready to fly. The 10 of Wands reversed. So you've built something, perhaps it has taken you a long time. Wands is fire energy as well, and it did say that you were in fire energy. But 10 of Wands again at the end of the cycle, and also the 10 of Wands can be feeling very burdened by what you have created. And I feel like with it reversed here, you're moving beyond that now. I think you created something in your life that was really good and served you, but then it became a burden, and now you've decided that's enough, enough's enough, it's time to move on. And here with the 3 of Pentacles, so 3 of Pentacles is about collaborating, about building with others to create something greater that you can all create together than you could have perhaps individually. Like here we have this man is holding this woman up so she's able to reach higher than she would have in the past, so that she can paint these pentacle symbols on the wall. So there might be a thing about communication here. Again, communicating with others. You may feel a desire to collaborate with others at the moment. And that will be a really helpful step for you to do that. But I do feel like there's a lot of endings going on here. It feels almost like you're rebuilding something in your life from the ground up, because you've done it. Whatever you've done it, you're finished. It no longer serves you. It's no longer igniting your passion. It just feels like you're being weighed down by it, and it's time to venture into something new. So I'm just going to get some clarifying cards for all of these. So universe, can I get a clarifying card for the 10 of Pentacles? We have the Star. We'll see if that one comes out again. Page of Swords reversed. 10 of Wands, clarifier for the 10 of Wands. Clarify for the 10 of Wands, please, universe. Oh. We have Queen of Wands reversed. And clarify for the 3 of Pentacles, please, universe. The 7 of Pentacles reversed. Alright, so the Star, you've created something, and the universe is saying to stay hopeful for the future. The Star normally comes after the Tower, but I'm not seeing a Tower moment here, so I think you are dismantling whatever it is on your own. And the Star is saying that because you're making room for something new, you're closing out these cycles, that there is something bright and new for you to work towards and to stay on the path, and also to listen to your intuition and listen to the magic of the world around you. Page of Swords reversed over the 10 of Swords. it's time to move forward, and I think maybe this Ten of Swords is holding you back. It is stopping you from moving. Like, the Page of Swords is a very, very fast moving energy. They are fresh and youthful. They are looking for their next thing, and that is reversed. I think it is being blocked by this Ten of Pentacles. So perhaps there is something going on in your mind that is holding you back, and it's time to look at that and get rid of anything that doesn't serve you in your belief structure. We have the Queen of Wands reversed over the Ten of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is normally about fertility, about someone who is very confident in their passions. They're quite accomplished in their passions. That she's reversed, I feel like you are feeling burnt by this Ten of Wands energy. Whatever this cycle is that you've completed, you're feeling burnt out is what I'm hearing. So it is time to let that go and move forward to something new, to move out of that fiery energy and perhaps move forward into a air energy, but more of a Page of Swords upright energy. Move into flight. I know that you want to, I can see that you want to, but I do feel like your mind is holding you back right now. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed, clarifying the Three of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is normally about trying to decide if it's ready to harvest now or if you should wait. And the message is generally to wait, but that is reversed here over the Three of Pentacles, and we have, along with the other messages that are going on in the cards, what I'm hearing is that you've waited long enough and now you're procrastinating. You're ready to go, you're ready to move forward, but I do think your mind and fear is holding you back. It's time for you to move forward, particularly with collaborating with other people, and working with other people to create your fantasy. I do feel like there are helpful people around you that would be supportive, but they don't know if you don't bring it up to them, you know. And I'm hearing if you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. So perhaps there is something that you've wanted to ask of someone for a while and you've been too afraid to do so. And perhaps you've been feeling exhausted and burdened, and so you don't feel like you have a lot of energy to move forward right now. But I do feel like the universe is saying it's time to move forward. Where you are, staying where you are right now is not serving you. You've been waiting long enough, and now you're moving into procrastination. Alright, so sticking with our fantasy theme today, I'm using these spirit animals, but I am calling them your familiars. So universe, what familiar would be most useful to group 2 to cultivate their fantasy, to bring their fantasy to life? Rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. Yeah, so again, taking action. Take that action. You got this. You know, rabbits, they move really, really fast when they get going. And now is a lucky time, you know, a bit morbid, but the rabbit's foot has been for a long time considered a lucky charm. I would not, please don't go out and buy a rabbit foot. But yes, I do think that, you know, there are a lot of guides and angels around you that are ready to help you take flight. I do feel like there are opportunities for you to collaborate with people, and it's time for you to step out and embrace that and take a chance, because you're going to succeed. You're going to fly. It is only your mind here that is holding you back. You know, it doesn't get much louder than that. Now is a lucky time. Like, take a chance. Your luck is looking good. Right, now we're going to pull a couple of cards from the Oracle of the Dragonfae. So, universe, what? Oh. And Can I get another one, please, universe, for group 2, for dice set 2? One more. That one. Okay, so we have Ain of the Guardian. I think that's it, or it might be Annie. I think it's Ain of the Guardian, born innocent, and Brigid, we are one. So again, embracing that innocent energy, and also working with others. I don't have a lot more to say. I do think that this is a embrace your childish innocence of when you thought nothing could go wrong, and just take a chance and work with others. You are not separated from others. There are others around you. And we're going to take a unicorn oracle card for you. Exercise. So that came out in pile 1 as well. I'm going to get one more. This one. Laughter. You need a good laugh. Yes. So we literally have children depicted here. Unicorns are the picture of innocence, of course. Just have a good time. Enjoy the journey. Venture out into something new. Believe in the impossible. Take flight. Exercise. Perhaps you have been locking yourself up for too long. Moving might be really good for you. Might help you have more fun. You know, children have so much energy and they run around all the time, and I do feel like there is a message here about connecting to your inner innocence, to your youthfulness, and to try and bring that out in your life. Alright, group 2, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If it resonated, I'd love to know how down in the comments below. If you would like to see more of this, please let me know. If you are a D&D fan like I am, yes, please let me know that as well. Otherwise, likes are always appreciated. And if you want to see more of this content, please subscribe. It was wonderful to do your reading today. Have a good day. Bye. Hi there, group 3. If you chose this metal set of rainbow colored dice, this is going to be your reading today. So first up, we're going to look at what element you are in at the moment, and then we are going to look at what element would be most helpful for you at this time to cultivate your fantasy, whatever that may be. And then I'm going to also get an angel number for you for a little extra message. So universe, what element is group 3 in at the moment? What is their most powerful element? 1, you are in fire. Group 1 was also in fire. Sorry, I just need to got my 20 up. Yeah, so fire, so passion, creativity, cleaning out old things. It can also be birthing new things. Oh, the sun's coming out for you guys. Feeling that fire. It is strong today, very warm. Yes, it can also be birthing new things. Some seeds can only germinate once they've been exposed to fire. Yeah, so let's have a look at what element would be most helpful for you to cultivate your fantasy right now. 3, so water, the opposite end of the spectrum. So water is about the emotional body. It is your intuition. It is trusting your gut. It's going with the flow. It also, I'm hearing, quenches the ground after it has been burnt. It works with fire, with its ash, to create new fertile soil. So it's time to move out of this fiery sunshine energy for the moment and move into a gentler, cooler water energy to build your fantasy. And we are just going to roll some dice to find out what your angel number is today. Alright, universe, what angel number do you have for group 3? Alright, we have 5, 2, 8, 6. 5, 2, 8, 6 for you, and you can look that up if you'd like. I'm thinking I might also add it in the description what they mean, or perhaps a pinned comment. Little bonus message. And now we're going to get started on your reading. So we're going to start by pulling a card that where your energy is at the moment, and this is to sort of help you confirm that you have the correct pile. If you are still not sure after the numbers, I cannot riffle shuffle today. I don't know why. It's just not happening. One more time. A good one. That's better. Nearly blew the feather away. Alright, universe, what energy is group 3 in today? You are in the 4 of Wands. Alright, yes, fire energy. Fire. So the 4 of Wands, new creative passions, springing forth. In very much in that fire energy there. It can be a collaborating with others, but what I'm seeing here is you're kind of ignited by this idea and you're wanting to spring up and meet it. So you're very passionate about your fantasy you're trying to create. All right, I feel like it's taking up a lot of your mental space. That's the wrong way to put it. It's taking up a lot of your time, your inner world. So I feel like when you're daydreaming about this fashion, this fantasy fashion. Maybe it's related to fashion. But yes, your passion there. So universe, what would be most helpful? What is some guidance for group 4 to cultivate their fantasy? Queen of Wands upright, Knight of Wands reversed. Oh my gosh. Taking these two. 8 of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Swords. Okay, lots of court cards here. So Queen of Wands, really feeling like your passion is already here, feeling like you've already cultivated what you want in your life, will help you move towards it, becoming the person that has already created your passion is what I'm hearing. Would be very helpful to you right now. Knight of Wands reversed. So Wands is fire, like I said, and with it reversed, I do feel like there has been a forward movement, like a pushing forward with a fiery energy, and perhaps you have burnt others to get to where you are, or you haven't really noticed the destruction that has been left in your wake as you're burning towards this, and particularly seen as it was advised that you move towards water energy, to slow down and take stock of where you are, and don't be so eager to rush ahead. the Eight of Pentacles, you're going to need to put in a bit of hard work here. You're going to need to get a bit more grounded. Pentacles is earth energy. Eight of Pentacles is about sitting down and putting in the hard yards. This card came up for number 1 as well, although their reading was, well, they had fire as well, but they were a bit different. But yeah, I do feel like there's a very youthful, passionate energy going on here that really needs to be grounded and tempered a bit. And, you know, using your inner strength here to help you. The Knight of Swords is very fast moving energy, but the difference between swords and wands is that swords is to do with the mind and to do with logic and to do with communication. So I think the message here is to be more of a Knight of Swords energy, and that be a little bit more logical, be a little bit more forethoughtful, and really consider, you know, all the angles and how your actions may affect others as you move forward. So the Knight of Wands is actually the fastest moving knight. So it may not be the speed that you're moving that is the problem, but rather the way in which you are moving. You might be moving in quite a destructive way. And here it's saying to use more of your mind, use more of your logic there. And also pay attention to any ideas that are coming to you. So we'll get some clarifiers for you. So I thought it and it just came out. Nine of Wands upright. Alright. Can I get a clarifier for the Knight of Wands reversed? This one. The Fool reversed. Alright. Can I get a clarifier for the Eight of Pentacles? The Tower. And can I get a clarifier for the Knight of Swords, please? The Six of Wands. We also had the Queen of Wands Queen of Swords, fly out. And also Justice in reverse fly out. So I do feel guided to take those. So the Nine of Wands is when you've put in a lot of effort and you've come a long way to creating what you want, but you perhaps are feeling a little bit exhausted, a little bit discouraged. But the message here is that you're very, very close to creating what you want, your 10 of Wands moment, and to really believe that it's possible for you and really embody that energy going on there. The Fool reversed. So again, the Fool is about you know, new ventures, stepping out into new things. It's about innocent energy. It's about taking risks and stepping off into the unknown. That it's reversed here, it's really saying, particularly with this Knight of Wands reversed, don't be reckless in what you do. Do take chances, but don't, in this case, don't look before you leap. Don't step off before you have your wings, is what I'm getting here. And be aware of how your actions may affect others around you. The Tower over the Eight of Pentacles. Something needs to come down, and if you're not going to bring it down, Spirit is going to step in and do it for you. The Tower is really about the universe stepping in and tearing something down that isn't meant for you. And it can be really difficult time in our life. It can be very challenging. But Spirit is not doing it to punish you or to be mean or cruel or anything like that. It's just that there's something that is better for you out there. or that your foundations that you're building upon, they're not as sturdy as you think they are. So Spirit is leveling everything so that you can start again to a brighter, better future. That is over this Eight of Pentacles. I do think that it is a warning that if you are not careful in putting in your work and your grounded work, this Tower moment is going to happen because your foundations are not going to be strong enough to withstand, and Spirit is just going to go, no, you have to start again, or no, this is the wrong direction for you. It's like, what I'm hearing is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So if you don't put in those strong foundations, your tower may end up leaning and being a problem. And that's when the universe is going to step in and clean the slate. So be aware of that, to be grounded and put in real grounded hard work towards what you want. The Six of Wands. So Six of Wands is about victory and a homecoming and being celebrated. And I do feel like if you can embrace this Knight of Wands energy, you're going to be victorious in what it is. You're going to be celebrated. People are going to recognize what you've done. It's going to be good. So really embracing that more logical energy there, and communication as well. We got these bonus cards for you. Lucky you. So the Queen of Swords and Justice in reverse. So the Queen of Swords, again, being logical and mindful in your next steps. She is creating these butterflies, so there is a transformation going on here, I believe. But she's very steady in her logical mind. She's very good at communication. She is not rushing forward and taking action without really considering if this is the right thing for her to do. And I do think that is the energy you need to be in right now. Justice reverse. So justice is about reaping what you sow. It is about, it can be about karma. It's about a balancing of the scales. So that is reversed. I do think with all the other messages we've been getting, be careful of what you're sowing, because you're going to reap what you sow. And if you rush forward with too much fire, it's not going to turn out the way you want it to. You're going to have this Tower moment. So just be careful of where you are, the decisions you're making, and having a bit of forethought on how that's going to affect you in the future. Alright, so we are going to get a card for you from the Spirit Animal Oracle, sticking to the fantasy theme. This is your familiar. So what familiar would be good for you for pile 3, for group 3, for dice set 3 to work with right now, universe? What familiar? Come here. Alright, Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. So I do think the universe is saying don't give up. You know, keep going with what you're doing. You're on the right track. But rhinos are very solid creatures. So I do think it is about making choices on a solid foundation, and perhaps slowing down a little bit to overcome any obstacle that is coming up for you to create your fantasy. We're going to get a couple of unicorn oracles for you. Universe, some advice for pile 3. Some advice for group 3. Please, universe. Group 3. True, what you are asking about is the truth, and one step at a time, lots of big steps, lots of little steps make big dreams come true. So if there's something that has been on your mind that you're not sure, I about. This could be a very direct message. True, yes, what you're thinking about is the truth. Maybe you're thinking about something right now. But I also kind of see this as a justice energy of getting returns on what you're putting out in the world. One step at a time, lots of little steps make big dreams come true. So I do feel like you want to just leap and get there, and the universe is really saying, take your little steps. You're gonna have to put in a bit of hard work. It's not gonna be as fast as you want it to be, but you are gonna get there. You are gonna get your fantasy, but it may just not come as fast as you want it to, which I know can be super frustrating, particularly if it's something that you feel you've been working towards for a long time. But really build a solid foundation. Consider what you are sowing right now. And lastly, we're going to get an Oracle of the Dragonfae for you. So, Universe Group 3, an Oracle of the Dragonfae. Okay. Apalala. Apalala. You are a peaceful being. So we have the balancing here of the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. So perhaps your passion has upset some of the balance within you. You've been so focused on it that you are feeling very fired up. But I do think, again, taking a more peaceful route, a more slow moving route is the advice here. I'm just going to get a clarifier for that. I'm going to get a clarifier. Can I get a clarifier, please, for this card? Alright. Tatsuya, have courage. So I do think the message here is to slow down a little bit, but to know that just because you're slowing down doesn't mean you're going to miss out. And again, like with this overcoming obstacles and this rhino energy, your familiar energy right now, you're going to overcome what is in your way, but you have to find a bit of a less chaotic way of going about it, is what I'm hearing. Finding balance within yourself, finding a more steady flow, you know, working with water. Water is the second slowest moving element. And so I do think the big message here is slow down, but don't lose sight of what you want. It is going to turn out how you want it to, as long as you take the time to really lay a solid foundation for you for that fantasy. Alright, pile 3, that is all I have for you here today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was at the very least entertaining. If this resonated with you, if you are a D&D fan like me, if you have any other messages, I would love to know down in the comments below. I also really appreciate likes. If you'd like to see more content like this or more content from me, then please subscribe. And remember to hit that bell button so you get notifications when things get uploaded, otherwise you just never know. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, whenever you are watching this. And good luck with building the foundation for your fantasy. Bye. Hi there, Group 4. If you chose this resin purple and blue dice set, this is going to be your reading today. So first up, what we're going to do is we're going to check in and see what element you are currently in, and then have a look at what element would be most helpful for you to cultivate your fantasy. And then we are also going to get an angel number for you for a little bonus message for you there. So first up, just jumping out, what universe, what element is pile 4 in? Wow, my brain's just going blank. All right, what element is pile 4 in universe? 1, we are in fire. We are having the fires coming out today. So fire, passion, creativity, excitement, birthing new ideas. I guess considering that this is a reading about how to cultivate your fantasy, I shouldn't be so surprised that there are so many fiery people coming in. But you are currently in fire. Alright, what element would be most helpful for group 4 to cultivate their fantasy, to make it a reality universe? 3, so water. So water is intuition. It is also a slower energy than fire. It's more steady. It's very, it's connected to the mystical. It's very life-giving. Perhaps you need to drink more water is what I'm hearing. You can never drink too much water. Yeah, so working with water will help you with cultivating your fantasy. And lastly, we are just going to get an angel number for you. So universe, what is the angel number for group 4? The angel number is 4, 9, 5, and 7. So 4, 9, 5, 7 is your angel number. You can look that up and see what little bonus message is there for you from the universe, particularly in regards to cultivating your fantasy. So what we're going to do, pile 4, is that I'm going to pull a card to see what your current energy is. This is just to be a little confirmation that this is definitely the pile for you. Wow, I cannot shuffle today. Yeah, so if you don't already feel that from your little numbers that you've gotten, from the element you've gotten, and the angel number you've gotten, this is just to help you confirm that this message in this pile is for you. That's better. Alright, universe, what energy is pile group 4 in? So 4 of Pentacles reversed. So the 4 of Pentacles is all about earthy energy. It's about the material world, the 3D world. The 4 of Pentacles particularly here is about grasping and holding on to what you have. What I'm feeling is that there is a holding on energy which is holding you back from moving forward. There is a fear of losing what you already have, what you've already created, and that you are going to be poorer if you take a step. And so you're not taking a lot of action right now towards your fantasy because you're afraid that if you do, you're going to lose what you already have. And it's a very, very, very stuck right now. So even though you're in this fire energy, you have this passionate energy, you're actually holding yourself very still when it comes to this fantasy. I'm also hearing there might be an element of waiting. You're waiting for the right time. But this waiting has become procrastination for you. So we're going to get some advice. So universe, what advice do you have for group 4 to cultivate their fantasy in their life? What advice do you have for group 4 to cultivate their fantasy? So we have the Ace of Wands upright, the Ace of Pentacles upright. Okay, what advice do we have for group 4? And we have the 9 of Wands reversed and the 8 of Wands upright. Okay, there's that fire energy coming out. Lots of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is really about starting, just taking a start with this new passion, taking a risk. And I do feel like right now you haven't started. You've thought about it. You're very keen on it. You're very passionate about it. But you haven't actually taken the next step, which is actually to follow through that passion, that creative idea, that creative inspiration. So really taking that first step. The Ace of Pentacles, again, starting something new, a new project. Pentacles is, as I said, earthy energy. It's the material world. Perhaps there is a physical step that you need to take. Perhaps you need to invest, or you need to it's something about the physical world, the career, your money side of things. Maybe it is that you're not wanting to let go of your money, and your fantasy requires you to put some money out there. Starting with this passion, and I do think if you start, that it is going to reward you back. Like, particularly with this Eight of Pentacles, you are in the very, very early stages of your fantasy. I don't think you have made any serious moves towards it at the moment, and this is really just saying to get out there and just do it. I do think it's going to be successful. With the Nine of Wands reversed here, I think you're afraid of feeling burnt out or exhausted from it. Perhaps you have followed a passion in the past and it has not turned out how you wanted it to, and you just ended up feeling like it didn't really bear fruit for you, and you just felt burnt out at the end. But this is a false belief. I do think that if you start to take these steps, these first steps, that you're going to find that this fantasy is going to live up to what you want. But you have to actually create space for it to come in by making a move towards it. You know, the Eight of Wands is about your wishes, sending out your wishes that you're working towards. We have her here blowing the dandelions out into the universe. The universe has heard what you want to create, and to keep working on that, can keep on manifesting it and everything. But I do feel like you have to take an actual physical step in the physical world right now, and I think you know what it is. But I think you're feeling concerned because of this Four of Pentacles, this holding on energy. You're concerned about losing it. Alright, so I'm just going to get a clarifier for the Ace of Wands. Please, universe, clarifier for the Ace of Wands. We have the Three of Swords reversed. Clarifier for the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords upright. Clarifier for the Nine of Wands. You know, it could also be that you came really close to doing this in the past and it didn't turn out how you wanted. Yeah, we have the Page of Wands reversed. Yeah. So, afraid of getting burnt. And for the Eight of Wands, we have the Hanged Man upright. So, I feel like there was a passion in the past. I do feel like for some of you, this may even be a relationship that happened in the past, and trying to move on from that, and maybe you're feeling like you don't want to get burnt again because you did get burnt in this last relationship. And you're moving on from that grief, but it's still there. And you're kind of afraid of this passion that you have within you. Because you're afraid of reliving the Three of Swords, the grief. And you've come a long way, you've healed a lot. And you don't want to repeat that. You know, the Nine of Wands reverse, you thought that you'd come a long way in this relationship, and you really thought that even though perhaps it took a bit of an energetic toll on you, you thought that this was something good and solid, and then you ended up getting burnt. If this is not about a relationship, I do think that perhaps you got burnt in in a venture in the past that you were perhaps very passionate about. It did not go the way you wanted. It did not bear the fruits that you wanted, and so now you're being a lot more hesitant to take another passion and do it. You kind of, though you are passionate about it, you kind of are wanting stability. You're wanting guarantees before you do anything. This Queen of Swords upright with the Pentacles, so really taking logical action here. Being confident in your mind, communicating clearly with others, and then taking the appropriate action, allowing space for a transformation to happen in your life. And then I do feel like this is very much about taking physical action towards your passion. The Hanged Man here, so about finding new perspectives, about surrendering. So surrendering to your manifestation, looking for the signs, knowing that signs may come to you in a way that you don't expect, and perhaps you have to look at the world from a different perspective to really get those signs. Is there anything else for group 4? I do think this is just about taking a risk, even though it didn't pan out for you in the past. The universe is saying you can't stay in that stagnant energy. You can't be protecting what you have so tightly and then expect something new to come in. You have to open your hand to receive. You have to look at situations from a different perspective. Continue to wish on a dandelion. You know, the universe wants to bring it to you, but you need to create space for it, and you need to start taking action towards it. Alright, we're going to get you a spirit animal oracle. To stick with the fantasy theme, I am calling them your familiars today. So universe, what familiar is needed for group 4 to cultivate their fantasy? What familiar is needed for group 4? Wow, that is a thing. I'm gonna take the 2 over here. So we have Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself, and Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. So, oh, it's bent. Sorry, it's fine. They're loved. They're well loved. So believe in yourself. So believe in your manifestation and believe that you can do this, that you can create what you want, that you are going to be successful. Because if you don't believe in yourself, it'll never happen. If you're in this scarcity mentality, in this lockdown mentality, in this not moving forward mentality, you're only going to create more of that. You need to start believing that you can have your fantasy. And the Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. So I do think this is talking about the clutter in your mind, particularly with past experiences where you may have been burnt, but it could also be physical clutter. Like, when was the last time you cleaned out your room and really purged what you no longer use? It might be time to get rid of stuff, because when you get rid of stuff, you make room for new stuff to come in. And you do want this new thing to come in, but there's no space for it right now. You have to create space for it. You have to create an opportunity for it to come forward for you. And we're going to get some Oracle of the Unicorn cards. So Spirit, what advice do we have for group 4 to cultivate their fantasy? Alright. Laughter, you need a good laugh, and you'll know in the morning. When you wake up, you'll have a better idea about what to do. Relax until then. Maybe you are watching this very late at night, and maybe this is a very direct message of the universe just saying you need to go to bed and get some sleep but you're not thinking clearly right now. But laughter, you need a good laugh. Yeah, you need to move out of this really stagnant, stuck energy, this scarcity energy, this holding on tightly energy. Really go find something that makes you laugh. Go play with an animal if you have a pet, or watch a comedy, something that makes you feel free and youthful, and just something that'll help you believe in the magic of the world again, because I do feel like you don't believe in the magic of the world. You don't think that you can have this fantasy. You think it will always be a fantasy. If you are not watching this really late at night, like I do, watching YouTube videos way too late at night, then this may just be that you need to get out of your fears and relax and maybe meditate, but slowing down those fears in your mind, and that trying to create space in your mind for new things to come in and to chill out, to really relax. I do feel like a new morning is coming for you, a new start is coming for you, particularly with these ace energies. There's an opportunity for it, but you need to relax. You're too tense, you're too concerned, too caught up with what could go wrong, that you're not looking at all the wonderful things that could go right. And you'll know it when you have this new start. You'll be able to see it and you'll be like, why did I wait so long, you know? And lastly, we are going to get an oracle of the Dragonfae. So what advice, universe, do you have for group 4 for cultivating their fantasy? We've got 2 here. So we have Hideki's door, a knock on the door, and Lady Luna's magic synchronized with lunar time and energy. So if you don't knock on the door, it's never going to open. This card particularly is about getting up to the door and trying to talk yourself into knocking, and then letting your fear get the better of you and walking away. If you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. If you don't knock, the door is never going to open. So again, embrace this ace energy, make the first step, open the way so that it can come in. Lady Luna's magic synchronized with lunar time and energy. You may find that working with the cycles of the moon is very helpful for you right now. I do feel like some of you are night owls and are watching this at night. And this is acknowledging that you do work better at night. Some people get their best inspiration really late at night, which can be a bit of a pain if you have a day job. But if you don't, I think you may find it helpful to do your work at night, to work towards your passion at night. But also the moon is to do with intuition. It is to do with magic, with manifestations, all of that. And it's a very feminine energy. So I do think you need to listen to your intuition. I think it's been talking to you, but you have been closing the door on it because you're afraid. But yeah, listening to your intuition, working on your manifestations, and also, you know, the nighttime is a much slower time for humans, not so much for other animals, but for humans it's a very slow time. And I feel like you need to slow down a little bit to make room for what you need to come in for that guidance. Alright, group 4, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you found this helpful. At the very least, I hope you found it entertaining with a little twist. If this resonated for you, if you love D&D like I do, any of those, please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Likes are always appreciated. And if you would like to see more content like this, please subscribe. I will be uploading more, and if this goes well, I will probably be doing more D&D fantasy dice rolling readings. Alright, group 4, take care. Love and blessings to you. I hope you have a wonderful night. I'm going out on a limb here. Bye.